Welcome to Audio Gyan with Kedar Nimkar, a podcast that documents insightful conversations with Indian designers, artists, musicians, writers, thinkers and creatives of all types. Catch us on iTunes or visit audiogyan.com for more Gyan sessions. Here's your host Kedar Nimkar.
Today I have one of the senior most persons of the design world in India, Professor Sudhakar Nadkarni. Professor Nadkarni studied industrial design at the School of Design Hochschule für Gestaltung, Germany from 1962 to 1966. When he returned to India, he started the first postgraduate design program way back in 1969. Today what is known as the Industrial Design Center at Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. He was instrumental in also starting the Department of Design at IIT Guwahati in 1997 and Design Management Program at Wellingkor Institute of Management at Mumbai. Before we begin our conversation, I would urge all the listeners to go ahead and read The Design Journey of Professor Sudhakar Nadkarni, written by Professor Mandar Rane. It's also available on Amazon, and obviously you'll find a few copies at IDC Mumbai, definitely. So now without further delay, I would welcome Sudhakar sir to AudioGyan, and sir, it's a real honor to have you on the show. Thank you for giving us your time.
Yes, it's also my honor that you have been interviewed by institute like you. Mm-hmm. So I think we are talking about design, isn't it?
Yes. So I've come up with few questions, and the topic which I've kept is like thoughts of you about your philosophy of design in general. So I would like to start with first asking with a very basic question. What does like design mean to you?
Yeah. I think design has got many connotations. Mm-hmm. Design, there's a good design, there's a bad design. Yeah. And application of design, I don't think there is any field which is left. Mm-hmm. Whether you take product design, you take interior design, you take architecture, even you take subject like management and all those areas, planning and sort of thing. The way the designer's thinks is also applicable to all this field. Mm-hmm. And what is that designer's think? Yeah, he thinks about first of all discipline. Whatever you think must have some discipline, must have some order, and also you sort of understanding of others. Mm-hmm. Empathy also plays a very important role in design process.
Correct.
And this is possible. This has to be happen in all the discipline. Mm-hmm. Whether you plan for national plans or you have street plans or you have your own house plans and sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So design is not a monopoly of a designers only. Mm-hmm. Design is not a monopoly. It has to be applied everywhere. Mm-hmm. In fact, I always feel that this design process or discipline in design has to be started from a primary school. Mm-hmm. Because if we develop those young minds with that sort of sensitivity, I think we could have gone far ahead than what Japan and all those Germanys are there. Because we have that treasure of understanding. Earlier our design, you see historically that all these elements are involved, inbuilt.
Correct.
I realized this thing when I was designing an exhibition for Indian architecture, where we started right from the housing or living style from street dwellers to the all urban smart cities and sort of. And we are given all the developmental process in all those things, how the people are adopted various conditions and come out with a new approach to their lifestyles and sort of thing. These are so many things to design, and that is just because they have somewhere hidden design sense. Mm-hmm. If you see our sabji wala, the way he arrange your vegetables and all those things, so perfectly,
Correct.
Yeah, that requires that sort of sense. Mm-hmm. So even you go to Crawford Market, see the way they arrange all their displays and sort of. Mm-hmm. So design sense is there with us. Only thing, it has to be adapted in all the places. Mm-hmm. For example, if you see now development in Dadar itself, it's a chaos, Mm-hmm. You can't, it's very badly planned thing, This growth is like a tree, Anywhere it goes its plants and grows its plants, and there is that sort of thing development takes. Mm-hmm. It is not a plan sort of thing. So design is a plan activity.
Okay.
And it has all the elements of the thing has to be studied into depth. because we are talking about the people. It is something different than the artist approach.
Correct.
He doesn't bother about what people like or something. He's saying what his interpretation.
His expression.
His expression. And he's free for that. But designer cannot take that much freedom. They don't have, because they are designing for masses. And you have to understand very sensitive behavior pattern of those masses. Yeah.
So, sir, when you said sabzi wala keeping it arranged, so is as a human, I'm slightly going philosophical, but as a human, is it very natural to organize things in a particular way, or is it something which is grown over time?
I think it is how you cultivate yourself. Yeah? Even you see Jhopatpatti walas inside their jhopdis, you see how the kitchen thing is arranged by that housewife.
Correct.
Because she feels that relation between those products and himself. If you have that understanding, that relation, how you develop with the products, then you give respect to those products. That is what is not missing somewhere in our cultures to some extent. Yeah.
So there is one aspect which is giving respect to the products. One is accessibility also, right? Because people may not know the word or think about it in that way, but it is about. So I did one talk which is on thali, our Indus Maharashtrian or any thali you take. Right, so there are certain things which are placed in a particular order, and my insight was at least that it is about accessibility, it is about frequency at which you are consuming.
Reach and sort of thing. Yeah,
correct.
You see how there is in our, when you talk about the Maharashtrian plate or that thali, there is an order there.
Correct.
Because it has been, rice has to be on this side, the chutneys has to be on the other side. All the placement is already fixed.
Correct.
Yeah. And this comes off your, whole evolution of the things. Yeah.
Correct.
And this is what I think I feel that sensitivity. And this sensitivity has to develop in every way of life. How you write yourself. When you write, how you put the points yourself of the thinking thing. This also has got some discipline. There is a whole science of aesthetics in culture, literature. You talk about the same thing. All, as I say, when I say that design grammar is same for everywhere, this is the thing, that you have to have sensitive. You must have certain aesthetical feeling. And what is aesthetic is again a big subject, sir.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think we have to develop that sensitivity right from the young age. So then started you respecting. I have seen in Japan the way children hold their notebooks or hold their papers, just like their own product. They will not take it just like that. And
correct.
But you will see in our schools and the way they handle their books and so on. So that comes from even the cars, even whatever the objects they handle in the people there, with feeling. It's not like a junk.
Correct.
So that I think sensitivity we have to develop everywhere. So when our planners or the street planners and sort of thing, they plan this thing, they must understand this thing. Of course, there are other things also work. Why this vendor must have access. Because it's also solve our employment problem. So vendors also on their own, they are trying to earn. But then our designers, responsibility, how do you put them in the right place?
Correct.
So that the pedestrians are not disturbed. And as well as the vendors also get their own incomes and sort of.
Correct.
So this is a challenging thing, and it's a creative thinking process required. Yeah.
So sir, like I recently did an interview with Professor Balkrishna Doshi also, and he gave a brilliant insight. Like every senior designer evolves into having its own philosophy also, right? So some people work for the urban poor, some people work towards improving the aesthetics of the city. So what is your philosophy as such?
My philosophy is very simple in the sense, what are the benefits of design should reach the masses. We should not design only for elites. And how that could be reached so that their life is also improved. We urban people, we don't have understanding of the rural lifestyle and what they want and sort of thing, and I think there are many studies we should make it as a designer to reach design to that masses.
Masses.
Then I think we
We are like solving a
solving
problem.
our
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah,
and,
correct.
and design can solve many problems with that sort of approach. And if you understand the process, then many solutions could be found, creative solution.
Correct. So it's a nice segue to the next question, which is, can you share any particular work which you have considered like yourself to be like a milestone? Like I've just in that book I was reading about like Crompton Greaves or L&T, some signage system. So maybe we can pick up signage system or anything.
I will I think these are all they are all routine things. But what my contribution, which I feel I'm very happy, was that when I was in Assam.
Okay.
Assam has got a lot of bamboo and cane. And I felt that this is not properly given importance to this material.
Okay.
Yeah. And whenever I was visiting hospitals and school there in Assam, I feel that we can do a lot of contribution here. Because most of the furniture in hospitals were metal furniture. And when they were broken, nobody is there to weld it in those remote places.
Correct.
So they were put up as a junk and sort of thing. So I thought I can develop a whole program, hospital furniture program in bamboo and cane. Right from carrying your oxygen cylinder to the beds and all those the whole inspection theater and everything was done in complete program was done in bamboo and cane. And we tried that thing. It's not only that we made it as a design. One hospital has adopted the whole program. Then they realized, because the advantage about using their own material, which is grown up in their own areas. So if it is broken, you can throw it and you can take the same karigars to redo the whole thing. Yeah.
Correct.
So redoing or correcting or repairing is so easy there.
Correct.
And then you are making the products for which can give them more earnings instead of they were busy in doing only the basketry and sort of thing where earning was very meager. So with this sort of approach to the product sort of thing.
Product
range,
thinking, overall.
It is similarly I did for the schools there. All the school furniture, right from the library shelves to the laboratory tables and everything was done in bamboo and cane and sort of thing. And I think that is my best content, even though I did a lot of many very high-tech products and sort of thing. So I think that second thing was that, for example, I did for this exhibition I was telling, Vistar. Vistar exhibition was designed for knowing the international people about whole evolution of Indian architecture, right from the Dravidian to Mughal to our British to modern till Corbusier and all those people, till the contemporary architect, till Doshi and Charles Corey and all those people from Delhi and sort of thing. So it was a very good exhibition. And then what I learned from that with the working with a team, you learn so many things which you cannot have gone into that areas to understand that sort of thing.
Correct.
So when I was doing that architectural exhibition, thing was that first of all, this exhibition has to go all over the world. Yeah, so the design has to be very flexible, and then it has to stand with all international safety standards. Yeah, because they are very stringent about certain safety standards and so on. Otherwise, they will not allow you to open your boxes.
Okay.
So all this thing has created a completely new approach to the designer, which is I have not used any industrialized thing, because it's an Indian show and I wanted to express our material here. Yeah, so everything was done with wood and sort of thing, but all the elements were could be easily be assembled, and the whole system, electrification, canopies, stands, exhibitions, everything was integrated.
Correct.
As a one theme, it's a one program. Because when you go there, you get hardly 2-3 days to organize arrange the whole exhibition. And this exhibition was, you cannot imagine, it's like a circus. There were 8 containers by 8 feet by 20 feet container, 8 of them, full.
Wow.
So you had to first go there, select the space, and then bring the exhibition there, assemble it, disassemble it, put it into packet, and then send it to the next country. So that was a quite interesting thing, and I learned a lot from many of those designers around me. Yes, when I was designing, I had to interact with them. Yeah. Because I have designed not only the exhibition stand but also content part of it.
Correct.
Because content development.
So this was just the hardware part of it?
No. Some from photography to text to stands to everything. Yeah, It was a one-man show. But for working out the text, we have got experts and sort of thing. They work, I think, more than 1 year to work out the whole history of the whole that development and sort of thing. And then collecting the real objects to show, bringing back to that era and sort of thing. So it was a huge. so that was, I think, one of my great contribution in this thing. Yeah, because I had learned a lot from that.
Correct.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Of course, I did number of signages and sort of thing. Yeah. For example, I recently did signage for Matunga station. Forget about the big signages I did for Mahindra and Mahindras or many other things. But because it's a pedestrian walkway. And Matunga station, that walkover and sort of footwalk. So quite complicated thing. And there you have to put those signage rightly and right directions and make it more colorful, because they are so boring otherwise, the yellow and blue color with black. So I made a lot of colors there for this signage. So it become part of this thing.
Correct.
So that signage is, yes.
Yes, I think what I can at least read, obviously there's very restricted reading about it, but still whatever has impacted masses a lot has been considered, you consider that to be more satisfying experience in your work. Sir, I would like to ask you how important is design education? I mean, because I'm not a classically trained designer. So how important is overall design education, both formally or informally?
I think when you talk about design education as a professional education, then I think one has to be very much alert what's happening around us. Earlier, for design, the art and science and technology has limited sort of thing. Art has got more contribution to make in design. Then it come to the Bauhaus thing or the own thing where art become very less, but science and technology become bigger sort of contribution in design solutions. And now in future also, art is completely going. You have sociology, so science, you have got technology, and then innovation, which will bring, I think, completely new expectation from designer.
Correct.
So designer has to quite aware of the technological part of it, because lot of things is going to part of your system. Whole technology is going to be part of your lifestyle.
No, but in terms of people working in the corporate world or at a grassroots level also, these people, if they are classically trained or given proper professional design education, will it be more impactful as opposed to the real drive to solve a problem?
No, it will be impactful. I am fully aware, because I tell you one thing. When I was in Guwahati, I have a proposal to train those people there around. Don't worry about don't think about their degrees or anything. We'll have a special program for these people. What is design? What are the elements of design? What are the tools of design and sort of thing. So if they know this thing in their language, they can create their own thing, very creative thing. They are very intelligent people there. So that will completely create, and they will not become dependent, that sort of.
Correct.
And I think that is what I think we should taught. Design school should not give education only to the degree holders or that sort of thing. Design has to reach to other illiterate areas, because illiteracy is what? It's not that they don't have brains. How you put certain things into their sort of understanding.
Wow, beautiful.
That is very important. Even geometry, if they understand geometry, how it works into their own term, because it's not new for them. They do all those things, But if you tell them what the principles of geometry, they can create their own geometrical forms. They will take that as a challenge for them. So this, I think, their thinking should change, their lifestyle, their dependence, and so design can help quite a lot in this direction. I think if you see design not as an aesthetical thing,
Correct.
design has got a lot of things to play.
Correct.
Aesthetics is the end result. Good products has to be there, that, but it has to go through that process. Empathy has to be built up into the product. It becomes friendly with the consumer. And how you make that friendly? Not by giving a nice shape or anything. That it is every aspect has to be worked. Technically, it should work. It should work by maintenance, and it's become a part of his social strata or whatever it is. So there are many elements which has been connected to the design and development.
Correct. It should initiate a dialogue, which is what
And this thing, if you started right from the school with the simple, it is not here, but in Britain and sort of thing, they have started design education at the school level. Our school designing is what एक drawing निकालो, mountain निकालो, सूरज निकालो, एक झाड़ निकालो, that is sort of thing, drawing thing. But a lot of things could be creative thing could be undertaken at the school level, so that their brain becomes questioning.
Correct.
Inquisitive and sort of thing. How otherwise they have that routine knowledge, but knowledge you can have it, but how to use that knowledge creatively is a challenge.
Correct.
And how you direct that sort of thing.
And learning design just empowers you.
Exactly.
Yes.
And design becomes a part of everyday activities. That's what I feel. That way you make you sensitive.
Correct.
I feel that's why I always talk about Gandhi. Simplicity is the whole thing for the design. Design has to be simplified and gives all the function you were expected from it.
There are like lot of layers which are unfolding in my mind right now. Sir, in your book, The Journey of Sudhakar Nadkarni, you mentioned and also in a couple of interviews that the grammar of design is same across the world. Can you elaborate more on that? What do you mean by that?
Grammar of design same in
across the world.
Across the world. Yes, I tell you, when I was attending one seminar in Germany, and the great German designer for brown products, Dieter Rams. I talked to him and said, "What do you think that? Do you think that in India design approach should be different?" And he said that it's not necessary, because the investigative approach for any design problems is the same. That you study the person, you see his position, postures and everything, whatever you design.
Habits, context,
all things are same. Only the constant can change. For example, person is squatting in a toilet is different ergonomical posture than person sitting on a commode. Similarly, there are many things which are culturally habited in different way than. So those are things, but basic discipline, how to use material, how to create joinery, how to make a comfortable, human-friendly design is the same everywhere. So that doesn't change. Material may change according to the availability of that place. But the designing approach, the designing methodology, how to how to solve your problems or problem-solving methods are the same in every sort of country. It's not changed. It's not. You cannot. You see, for one of the first constraints we learn in Ulm is that design should not be exhibitionist. The product should go along with the environment.
Correct.
It should not come.
It should be invisible.
That sort of thing. Product should be as simple as possible. Yes, without any adding labels on it. Yeah.
Correct.
So it need not be that because it's an Indian product, you have got arches there and sort of thing. Yeah. It's not sticking on, no stick on the things. Yeah. It's a pure design. Yeah. Like Charles Sims have mentioned his Lota. Our Lota is very pure product. There's no any additional things. Yeah. There's no decoration. It's just purely functional thing. That it has to contain water. The water do not have to slip out and all sort of thing. It has holding things and all things are there. Purely ergonomically 100% design oriented product.
Wow.
So that is we have to stick on that. This is our philosophy. This is our policy of design should be. Even you take any your Apple products, he is using same philosophy till now.
Correct.
Simple product is no dramatization, no gimmicks, nothing. Yeah. So it's a purely functional thing.
I think this demands a different 1 hour session of just understanding what is simple, because it is very complex to understand what is simple.
But there's also a problem about a kitsch and good design. Kitsch is you add something to the design unnecessarily.
Correct.
Yes, that product should, like for American styling thing, earlier cars, you see, they used to relate cars with aerodynamic aeroplanes and sort of thing.
Correct.
Whole unnecessary elongated shapes with lot of decoration and the projecting rockets and sort of thing, which is very dangerous. It has turned out to be a very dangerous product. Yeah. So a car has to have certain aerodynamic functions and sort of thing. That has to be written, and then you play with it. Yes. So don't stick all those labels to it.
Correct. But sir, there's a counter argument to it. For example, if you look at Rajasthan art or any of the Mughal type artwork, right? So it has lot of aesthetic value, but yet there is function. So for example, there is a pattern in a simple window. So today, if you have to draw, it could be a simple window with a glass or a
because we
material.
don't get the craftsmen now to get those sort of carvings there for.
So how will you define that?
But now you got steel, no? Steel also is a good material.
But what I'm trying to question you is in that it is more exhibitionist, the Rajasthan artwork or the
but
artwork.
Now exhibition is, maybe I don't know, it is, we felt it now, but when it created, I don't think that time it was a love for doing interesting thing. It's not that it.
But wasn't it adding something which is not required? I'm just asking.
No. I think the craft has got its own role into the environment. Yeah. And I think it has come as, for example, if you see the mud houses in Rajasthan, if you say they are decorated with paintings and sort of, it's what? It's because he wanted to express his house should be looking other than just a flat wall.
Yeah, but then there is art coming into design, right? Because then.
Yeah, that is absolutely. That will become one-man design. Yeah, because I like it, I do it. You are free to do that. Yeah, but when you are doing for masses, you can't have that sort of sticking business. Yeah, because it adds to your cost also.
Beautiful. Correct. So these lavish palaces were
all
unique,
the Egyptian art and sort of thing, British took it because to show their status.
Correct. But they were unique.
They are unique. They have got its own value, and we also have got such a. But we learn from that. That finesse they created through their products. That we have to learn. That soul we have to learn and use that for modern designs. Like Charles used to do it. No, Charles ne Bhavan Indore mein kiya na. What is that? He used that very nice on the canopy, the Rajasthani art and sort of Bhopal Bhavan, or what is that?
I'm not aware of it.
It's very nicely. He has used that the modern and tradition together. But then you must have the sense for not as a sticking thing.
Correct.
It should not look artificial. It should become part of the whole thing.
Yeah, very naturally it should blend. Yeah. Cool. Sir, I think there are thousands of things to be spoken about, and it's very interesting to know a lot of things. But I would like to conclude with one last question. What are your thoughts on future of design? I mean, where is design heading? How can an aspiring designer spot probably the trajectory and contribute his or her design skills in improving lives of people?
I think because of technological changes happening at all levels, like from production level to designing and sort of thing, this artificial intelligence is going to play a lot of role into the product design. Many of the things which you have to do it by hand and sort of thing, or taken over by voice transition or many other things means So the product will be completely different in future. So that's why I say the today's or future designer has to take care of the technology, how they can integrate technology, and they must try to absorb the principles of those things so that they can use it. There are technological experts there. They don't have to learn that. But how to adapt that thing for your improvement of your product, for making it more consumer friendly and sort of thing. Like UX design, you must be knowing, no?
Correct.
Interface design or user experience design. Now it's becoming very design as an experience. Earlier in Udupi restaurant, we used to take coffee for just I want to have coffee, go there, take a coffee and go out. Yes. Now you have got cafe day and all sort of thing. You go there, take a coffee for an experience. You just don't go and go out. You think over there, you talk, you have discussions. Also, it's a whole change is taking place, relating product with an experience. And that requires another different type of understanding of people and sort of.
But then how do you identify the common grammar here? Like, how do you identify, like, as you mentioned,
But
the
common
grammar?
grammar is that now for the same thing, human intelligence or either your AX design or UX design is common for everything. Whether you take management decision or whether you take design decision. The things are changing, but it's becoming not only special thing for particular thing. It is going to be universal thing, universal use.
Correct.
So aesthetics is common for any, as I told you earlier.
Correct.
Yeah, you must have aesthetics in poetry. You must have aesthetics in the writing. You must have aesthetics in management. Yeah, even you must have aesthetic when you are designing internal guts of any complex machinery. How you put those guts here so that it is accessible for repairing, is accessible for maintaining.
Correct.
So this also require a creative approach. So engineer must also have that sort of approach.
You mentioned different lines. I was just thinking about even Sachin Tendulkar is graceful to look at because it had the aesthetic appeal.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So I think that is there everywhere. I think that we have to improve right from the school age. That requires really cultivation.
Correct. And improving design sensibilities at a
So
much
the people see the thing and appreciate this thing. Yeah. At least they must have that sensitivity to appreciate.
Correct. All right, sir. I'm actually done with my questions. You have anything to concluding thoughts you want to?
I don't think any concluding thought, but I think we had to teach design not only the school but also the decision makers at the government level whose decisions are going to influence masses. It's a good way or bad way, and they need this sort of understanding because they are the planners. They are the doing the things for the masses. So I feel that design should reach also at the government level.
Okay, all right. I think this is a good note to end this. Thank you, sir. It has been a real pleasure talking to you and got to learn a lot of things. Thank you once again for giving us your time, and I hope to have you again.
I had to, at the end, I had to tell you also to think about design made by the nature. See our body.
Correct.
See all the elements, how the eyes are designed, That's that you can see the image and reflected and goes into the brain. See the sensitivity of your ears, Finer musical tone you can hear and it goes to your wiring to the brain. See fantastic design which nature has created, nobody can do. I mean, people are trying to go near to it,
Correct.
So that should be the approach for our future design.
Yeah. I remember Pula Deshpande's quote की दिसायला पाहिजे पण त्याच्यासाठी डोळे पण पाहिजे.
डोळे पण पाहिजे.
तसे.
Beautiful. You have to appreciate Kyle. Okay, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's it from today's Gyan session. Catch us on iTunes, Saavn, Stitcher or any podcasting app you use. Do rate us on iTunes and follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned for more Gyan on audiogyan.com. Till then, bye.